Hey, how's it going? So in this video, I'll be showing you how I set up my checkout and account settings in Shopify. So as you can already see, I'm logged into my account. Now what I want to do next is click settings on the side menu, and then this window pops up open, and now I'm in my settings. So next what I want to do is click checkout and accounts, and then we're ready to set up everything now. So in the customer and contact method, I always just choose email because I think it's much more professional to send notification about orders, and it's much better for email marketing. So I'll just select email, and then for this next part, I usually don't leave this checked because I don't want to send double information to customers, because I already chose to send them notifications via email. So I always just uncheck this, and plus I think it's a hassle to let customers install another app while they are checking out on your store. So the next section is customer information, and for this I always just require first and last name, because I think it's much easier to fulfill an order when you have a customer's first name and their last name. For the company name, I usually don't include it because selling directly to clients. But if you're serving businesses, then you might want to leave this required or optional, just so you have enough information about the type of companies you're serving. Now for the shipping address, line 2, I always leave it optional because sometimes the customers might want to offer additional information, so I leave that option open for them. And the next is the shipping address and phone number. I don't include this, but sometimes customers usually use different numbers for shipping addresses. Now next is the tipping section, and I don't like to include this because I think it's a bit distracting for customers, so I don't include it. And the next section is order processing, and for these two boxes I always leave them checked because it's much more user friendly since the customer's information is pre-filled and they don't really need to enter it again. And after an order has been paid, I don't fulfill it automatically. I usually use another app for that, and sometimes I would just want to make sure the customer's information is correctly supplied to the supplier when they're fulfilling the orders. And next, I leave this checked because I only want to see open orders, so I want to make sure I don't see the orders I have already fulfilled. And the next section is the marketing option. For this section, I always just select email because I find it much more professional to communicate with clients, and I always leave it pre-selected. That way the client can choose to deselect it when they're checking out. Next section is the abandoned checkout emails. For this section, I don't usually select this option because again I use a third-party application to communicate with the clients, and so I don't include this. Now for the order status page, I don't usually mess around with this particular section, but if you're good with Shopify liquid code, then you can add scripts such as the conversion tracking inside this particular box. The next section is the checkout language, and I usually leave it in English. And the other two sections, that is the account experience and customer account URLs, I don't usually mess around with these particular sections because for the most part they're not really relevant to my stores, so I just skip them. But if you need to, you can include them, and if they're relevant to your stores and to your clients, then you can actually choose to set them up. So the next thing to do is to just click save, and that's it. You've seen how I set up my checkout and account settings, and I hope you liked the video, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.